Welcome back. There's been a dramatic shift in the GOP primary race for governor. The 13 candidates filed their fundraising campaign numbers this week, and we're joined again now by our Capitol correspondent Tim Skubic and Andrew Burkle. They're here now to take a deeper dive into this. Take a listen.
All right, moving on to another major topic here in Michigan, and that is the GOP fundraising for the governor's election. What's the latest on that? And I read in your article earlier this week that James Craig might not be the favorite anymore.
Well, it's all about money, 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 and Mr. Craig doesn't have a lot of money, money, money. In fact, he's underwater. He did raise some money, but he overspent by what he was bringing in by $121,000. And his total amount raised so far to date is $2 million. Now, this was supposed to be the candidate that was the first and only choice of the established Republican Party. But apparently that establishment has not opened its checkbook for Mr. Craig, and as a result, he's not doing quite as well as people thought he would. Now, coming up behind Mr. Craig to perhaps take over the front leadership post are two guys who do have a lot of money. Why? Because people are supporting them? No, because they own the money themselves. They have opened their own checkbooks, and Kevin Rinke is one of those, to the tune of $2 million. He has pledged to spend $10 million of his own money to become governor. And a new entrant into the race is named Perry Johnson, an entrepreneur, millionaire from Oakland County. He is going to shell out $1.5 million, a first installment on a ad campaign that will begin after the first year here shortly, including a Super Bowl ad, which puts him in the race as well. So if you're basing this thing solely on the amount of money on hand, these two guys are the front runners and James Craig is not.
All right, thank you again to both of you. Well, Michigan businessman and military veteran and two-time Republican Senate candidate John James says he'll run for an open congressional seat in the Detroit area. The 10th district was newly created through redistricting. It includes a chunk of Macomb County and a small portion of Oakland County, and it's considered competitive. Now, James says the community needs a congressman who's grounded in real life. Democratic Representatives Andy Levin and Haley Stevens currently represent parts of that seat, but they're now vying to represent a new Democratic district in Oakland County. Well, voting security could be something you vote on in the next big election. Promote the Vote 2022 plans to launch a ballot initiative that they say is designed to improve both security and access to the polls here in Michigan. Some highlights of the proposal include a week of early voting, public funding for postage to mail in those absentee ballots, secure ballot drop boxes and ballot tracking, and providing additional time for military and overseas voters to return their absentee ballots. It also calls to allow voters to request an absentee ballot for all future elections. Well, there's still a lot to cover here this morning, and lawmakers say there is a big concern for how 5G networks will affect aviation safety. We have this story for you next. Stay with us.